Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We haven't gone away, to the Bat and the Banded, episode 28. Usually, I would start off relatively lighthearted and say, it's great to be back. Thank you so much for your patience.
Are you jumping straight in, are you?
Mate, I'm diving straight in. I would be remiss if it's not to. Do you know what I mean, man? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, there's Ian messaging.
All right, take your time there.
Anyway, go ahead.
Usually we do a wee recap. How are you? How's things? What's been happening? What have you been up to? But I think it would be disingenuous. Thank you very much, mate. Of us not to just fucking address the blatantly obvious.
Right, go ahead.
Of what's been going on.
Go ahead.
Stuck up fan questions yesterday. The overwhelming response to fan questions was our response to what's going on in Ballymena at the minute.
Yeah.
Now, for people that don't know, Ballymena is a town here in the north of Ireland. It has a huge immigrant populace, families, children.
As do lots of the towns.
As do lots of the towns here.
We've been here a long time. These people are... There's families here. I grew up beside a family in Sunnylands and Carrickfergus, and he was the only brown kid on the block.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But me and him grew up very, very close, and we still are. Just want to say, in no way, shape, or form do we support what's going on in any way.
No.
There is arguments on both sides, and we understand that.
We've said before openly on the podcast, we do believe that this island has an illegal immigration issue.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
But there are ways and means to address it properly. What we saw, a little bit of context: the town of Ballymena in the north. A 14-year-old female was alleged, and we have to say allegedly because nothing has gone to court.
Right.
So from a legal stance, we have to say allegedly, was allegedly sexually assaulted by two 14-year-old males.
Right.
Romanian males.
Right.
Now, what the community...
Which is fucking horrific, by the way.
Which is horrific.
Horrific.
Which is absolutely horrific. And if proven true in court, those individuals should be prosecuted, punished to the fullest extent of the law.
Absolutely.
That goes without saying. What happened in Ballymena was a peaceful protest was organised.
By who, we don't know.
By who,
it's not
we
for us
don't
to
know.
fucking talk about or discuss, but...
And once again, I have no issue with a sovereign citizen's right to peacefully protest. I openly advocate for it, and I will also defend their right.
The planet needs it. It needs it, because for so long, Phil, we went away from being able to protest because we felt everything was right, everything we had, everything we needed, blah, blah, blah. In the 60s and 70s, when they protested, they fucking protested. There was a 1 million man march in the late 60s.
The civil
rights march here and the United States and all over the world.
And so I openly advocate and will defend a citizen's right to peacefully protest, to make their voice heard. However, what we saw in Ballymena 3 nights ago, I believe it was the weaponization of a young woman's trauma, which I feel is absolutely fucking abhorrent.
Yep.
To weaponize, to co-opt, to hijack what has happened. The most horrible thing imaginably allegedly happened to this young woman. To weaponize and co-opt that for your own agenda is fucking sickening and abhorrent. So what we saw in Ballymena was those protests, peaceful protests for the majority of people. Now, it has to say, the majority of the citizens of Ballymena observed those peaceful protests wonderfully, so they must be commended for that.
There are people out there who wait for this shit to happen just so they can go and fucking be the anarchist that they want to be. That's all it is.
And even that, I wouldn't even use the word anarchist, because there's something there's something almost romantic about the notion of an anarchist.
Yeah.
What we're talking here is just baseline thugs.
Right.
Is what we're talking. So a night of what you then had was alleged locals burning out the homes of what they perceived to be non-local families.
Even though they've been here?
Even though they've
30
been here,
years, 40 years, 50 years.
Doesn't matter how long
their children are nationalised in Northern Ireland or Ireland or whatever we want to call it.
Yep.
Yep.
Part of the school system here. Burning out the houses. And, man, it just... Even just, like, visually, it was so fucking visceral to see these images.
It's been a while since we've seen that type of thing here, man. The last ones would have been the tail end of the fucking the sparkle at the end of the Troubles, really.
Yeah,
the end embers of that shit.
You would be you're a wee bit older than me. You would be.
I remember all that.
You would remember all that. I only really remember the tail end of the Troubles. Because I'm 36, so I think what was Good Friday Agreement 97, 98?
So 96, 97.
I can only really remember the tail end of it. So to really see these images and now we've all seen like the Trouble in and around the 12th, but this was a different level. But the people who were committing these acts are claiming that they're doing it for the indigenous local populace. I know for a fact. And the premise of the march was to protect the women and the vulnerable.
Women, yes.
To protect, that was the core ethos of this protest, was to protect women, children and the vulnerable within their community. How can you say that when one of the houses that was attacked and burnt was the house of a 70-year-old man who was born and raised in Ballymena?
Yep.
His father was one of the first barbers. A 70-year-old man recently lost his wife, lives on his own, and currently doesn't have a home to go back to. Where's the justification there?
Aye.
Not only that, one of the houses that was attacked, the house beside it had a full fucking oil tank.
Did it go up?
It didn't go up, thankfully.
Aye.
Now, had that gone up,
that would have been the row.
The whole fucking row would have went up, and there would have been no justification for that. You're talking about an entire row of people who live in that fucking community.
Where are all these people now who have been put out of Ballymena?
This brings me on. We'll get there, because there's a timeline.
Right. I was stoned for 3 days, so I only heard about this yesterday. Sorry.
One of the homes attacked was a Filipino family.
Right.
Both the mother and father work in this country, pay their taxes.
Right.
Contribute to society. The mother's a nurse. 2 children were in bed at the time. So now we're talking about children being woken, fearful, dragged from their fucking beds, safety.
Remind you of them.
That's
fucking hell.
We're talking about fucking Third Reich type shit, like that type stuff, man.
Do you think that there's a possibility that fucking protests and riots about race and religion, when they start anywhere in the world, and it's fucking seeable on the reels and on your Instagram and on your TikTok and everything else, and your fucking Twitter. Do you think that it becomes a pandemic? Do you think there's a thing where people go, they're doing it, we're doing it, all the way along?
Dominoes fall.
Well, that's the way I think. I'm thinking the world has these cycles of shit like this.
Humans, I always refer to the point that human subjectivity is so malleable that the more malleable minds in our society who are void of critical thought, that's who those reels are aimed at. That's who movements like this are aimed at. Again, to underpin this, so the core ethos of the protest was to protect women, children, and the vulnerable.
That was in Ballymena.
In Ballymena.
Right.
The core ethos was to protect, this is the overarching theme in general now for these protests. How can they say that with a straight fucking face when a female officer was dragged into the middle of a bang mob and beaten?
Fucking hell.
On the first night. Where's the justification? Where's the justification for that? And I thought of an analogy yesterday. They're saying that, this is to protect us against the foreigners. The 2 14-year-old males who are alleged to have committed that horrible, horrible indefensible attack on the 14-year-old female, they're in custody. Those two males are in custody. That is like getting shortchanged by a cashier in Asda, going across the road to Tesco and punching the cashier in the face over there. They're both grocery stores. They're both cashiers. They're one and the same. Can you understand that when you put it in those kind of terms? Can you understand the sheer fucking absurdity of it? I find it hard to fathom the justification, and there is an element, as you say, Lee, as you rightly say, are just waiting in the fucking wings, man.
Well, you see, that was always the fucking thing. I mean, for gangs and organizations across the planet, always attracted fucking psychopaths and sociopaths.
Yep.
It always did. Even if the organization was set up for something that was right, when they knew that there was a possibility of being armed and being able to fucking hurt somebody, there was people joined all these things just to be that person. I mean, it's in our own history. It's in American. It's in fucking history all over the planet. It's
the wrongful corruption and weaponization of a cause.
That's it. Exactly. Because a cause is a cause.
Yes.
Is a cause is a cause. You could fucking go on forever and talk about it, but it attracts a certain type of human being. Do you know what I mean? It just does, Phil. And it's like that. But you have to think to yourself. I mean, I'm struggling at the minute. I'm struggling at the minute with the fact that there's people who we know are fucking rapists, celebrities. I'm not pulling away from what you're talking about. No,
because I know exactly what you're talking about,
these
man.
Celebrities who are given a bad ball and still supported for everything they've done because of who they are. Do you know what I mean? And there's white guys are perpetrating these crimes fucking way more than anything documented or that you'll see in the press or anything else.
I did a quick Google search.
Did you?
This morning. Quick cursory Google search. I found 20 cases of either aggravated violence or sexually based violence committed in County Antrim alone within the past week against women and children by white Indigenous males.
There you go.
Where was the outrage?
There you go.
Where was
the outrage when that kid was caught up? Was it last year? Fucking wee bastard that cut that girl up.
Yeah.
What was that?
Where was the riot?
Where was the band fucking mob then?
Where was the riot when Jeffrey Donaldson abused his two daughters?
That should have fucking imploded this country.
But because he's a white Protestant Christian
middle class
community leader.
He wasn't the only one as well. There was somebody else at that shit too.
When you talk about David Tweed, for example, another member of the DUP,
fucking rugby player guy,
exactly the same.
Horrible bastard.
Where was the outrage? Where was the riot? Where was the moral panic? Even when you say there are people within, and I'm not being specific because I could get myself fucking hung here or hanged. I get myself fucking hanged. There are people within our own communities who are committing these acts, who are quote unquote protected. These, and I'm going to say no more than that because I'll have people at my fucking door. But these things are happening, man.
They're happening all over the fucking country.
Is the colour of an offender's skin, is the religion of an offender more important than the offence at the minute?
Nah, I don't know about you. When it comes to religion, I don't like any of them. Okay,
I believe there are.
You are well within your rights to worship whatever God and whatever guise you want.
Yep.
You can do that, and I appreciate that. And you probably wouldn't agree with what I believe in, but what I'm saying is that I have bones against most major religions.
Yes.
Because of what they are and what they portray themselves as being in their early days to what they're meant to be now, and I can see that. But it's not something that I would ever fucking want to hurt anybody over. No. You have a right to fucking,
Jesus.
You know what I mean? You have a right to there's ways for you to put, you can't argue with you because you're not going to listen to anything I say, so there's no point. If you're a good person, you're a good person. If you're doing what you're meant to be doing in society to keep the cogs turning, you're a good person in my book, all right? I have nothing against skin color. I have plenty of friends that are different colored. I have fucking friends who are
Your
different
best
religions.
mate's a Fenian.
My best mate's a Teague. How did you know what I mean?
Again, that's just the absurdity.
It's
the
madness,
absurdity
mate,
of it, man.
isn't it?
Like I spend and another thing that struck me was the police are doing nothing. The police are doing nothing. So the police are doing nothing about it. Where were the police when all this happened? They were dragged into it. That means that other resources, your house gets fucking broke into somewhere else. Police can't attend to it. A family member of yours has a fucking cardiac arrest.
Car accident, anything like that.
RTC,
Yep.
cardiac arrest. All these resources are being taken elsewhere to the detriment of the populace. Like, it's borderline unfathomable.
Have you heard that there's a bit of a problem with the police, that there's nobody's joining it?
And why would you?
Why? There's no incentive.
Why would you?
Fucking hell. Here's a Glock and a walkie-talkie. Good luck.
And then, and you see if that. I want to go back to that female officer who was dragged into a baying mob and beaten. You see if I was her, I'm taking out my sidearm and I'm just shooting.
Oh, you fucking! That's what it's there for.
I'm fired.
That's what it's there for.
If you feel a very real and valid threat that your life is under threat.
What stops them doing that? Is it the red tape, or is it the fucking? Not? Is it not happening? I don't know. I don't understand.
I don't know, but like the gun was there for a reason. There would be. I don't get it. And then I'll admit, yesterday I was a wee bit fucking guilty of being on my high horse. Being, fuck me, look what's going on in Ballymena. Jesus Christ. Thank fuck us here in the town I live in, Larne. We're a more civilised bunch.
That was yesterday morning.
That was yesterday morning. That didn't fucking last long at all. I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe slightly rose tinted, a bias. I thought we as a town were better than what happened last night.
This is a great fucking town. I'm very proud. I'm not even from here. I'm from a different town. But I fucking love this place.
I was born here. I will die here. I'm very proud. Like, I know everyone's like, oh, the town they live in, shit. All that is that kind of.
That's bollocks.
I love this town.
It's been good to us.
I love this community. It's been good to me. I've had many chances to go and live elsewhere in different countries, different continents. But there's a pull in my heart that brings me back here every time. As much as I love going away for work and I travel the world, I love coming home that wee bit more.
Yeah.
So to hear that the leisure centre in this wee town in
That's
Larne,
a fucking hub for a lot of people. There's a lot of people depend on that place, Phil.
100%. And I just want to read you a status I put up yesterday, and I feel that, like, without me trying to fucking dig too deep, I feel that it fucking encapsulates what I was feeling at the time. So I just wrote, destroy your own community, and for what? I'm genuinely saddened. Local people's jobs, local athletes, programs for local children, programs for local elderly people, the local disabled, for local families, will all feel the knock-on effect of this more than any perceived adversary. This is not protest. This is not taking a stand. This is thuggery.
Yep. All right.
Now, what happened was Larne Leisure Centre was around 7 o'clock last night when I believe that there was a kids' swimming class on. Mothers, children had to be evacuated out of the place. All because we're trying to make women and children feel safe. The irony fucking there. Had to be evacuated out of the building. Windows were broken and it was set alight.
Yep.
Because allegedly, immigrant families that had been displaced in Ballymena,
That's what I was asking you earlier.
who had been displaced in Ballymena, were being housed there, not for the long term, not even for the night. They had been moved on by this stage.
Was there nobody actually even there?
No.
So they were just attacking the leisure centre for doing it?
They had been moved on.
Did they think they were there?
I think it was Gordon Lyons, the MLA, made the statement that they were housed there temporarily while emergency housing was being sorted by the housing executive.
Right.
And by about 3 p.m. they had been moved on. So these fucking thugs smashing windows, setting the place on fire. And I mean, man, that's a community hub. Somebody messaged me this morning and told me about a wee old lady, because there's a wee cafe within the leisure centre, the Prom Cafe. I'll go there with my mum sometimes. There's a wee old lady who goes there nearly every day since her husband passed away, because it's the only socialisation she gets.
Yep.
She goes with a book, sits and reads and speaks to the people around her. she's dependent on that to get out of the house, a bit of socialisation, a pot of tea, a scone or something set, and that might be the only interaction that woman is getting. That's been taken from her.
Let me put something in a wee bit of perspective. We are a fucking rock flying around a star, and we think we're safe. When it gets dark, it's because we're not facing that star. And when it gets light and warm and lovely and you're on your beaches and stuff, it's because we're facing that star. We're traveling through the fucking cosmos at 30,000 mile an hour. We're going round the Milky Way at about 120,000 mile an hour. And we are fucking less than what you would perceive as an ant on the ground. We are nothing. We should be looking after each other, not fucking tearing each other apart. We're one people. We're one thing. That's what we are. I can't believe the state of this fucking planet at the minute. And it's all us. It's all humanity. That's fucking ridiculous, huh?
I told you this morning. I was walking down here. I'm walking down, and I see a family, foreign family, mother, father, wee girl in the middle, and they're gripping the wee girl tightly. I'm walking by, and they look up at me, and meet this borderline fear in their eyes.
Even the kid?
Even the kid. And the fucking guilt and shame I felt, to the point where I had to stop and be like, hey guys, how's it going?
Did you speak to him, did you?
I said, hey guys, how's it going? How's your morning going? And they smiled, and I just said, have a great day. But the guilt, I fucking, like, that did not feel like a fucking win. Do you know what I mean? For like, why would you want to instill fear like that
in a child?
In a family?
And a child especially.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you cunts? It's that fucking simple.
It is.
And like, really is. Like, and you may not agree with what we're saying, and like, I'm not difficult to find if you want to have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, like, fuck me, we can, and we should be doing better
for each other.
That's what it comes down to, man. And not only that, I was in the gym around 10 last night because I work out. A mob was being mobilised.
At the bottom of your road.
At the bottom of my fucking road. Now, there's a Facebook page. There's a Facebook page to coordinate all this.
Right.
And they're speaking like there's... And I think it is. It's probably some fat disability scrounging bastard who's sitting in the house in his fucking Rangers shirt and his cakes. He's like, we need to mobilise now. And it's like, fuck up, Edwin. Like, what? To the point where there had to be a fucking Land Rover at the bottom of my street. And I'm thinking, this is unnecessary.
Aye.
This is, what are you going to do? Are you going to go from house to house to house and knock on the door? Don't knock on mine. Don't. Just don't. To the point where the landlords in Ballymena are having to give stickers to their tenants, yellow stickers that says local resident.
There you go.
So, like, what are we? We're going back to the days of fucking Herod.
That's
putting
madness.
Goat's blood on the fucking...
It's madness, mate. It's marking the fucking house with a red X.
That's exactly what, like... The idiocy of it, man. I'm happy to stop talking about it.
You just said idiocy there, and that reminded me of something. I watched Idiocracy.
Right.
The other night. Have you seen that movie?
I haven't.
It's the future, like. It's
really?
the fucking future. It's so fucking on the money with a lot of things. We are dumbing down. We're heading towards being fucking. We're devolving. We're devolving. We thought we were living in a fucking few hundred years of civilized society. I know shit's always been going on in the Middle East, but in the West we've been relatively all right.
Yeah.
See, now that when you think about how fucking fragile you are as a human being and what it takes to fucking clean a country, it's not very much. It's not very much. It's a fucking scary thing. Look at it. Go ahead.
As you said, this cannot be the apex of civilized society.
No, we thought it was.
We thought it
was 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
It just can't be, man.
I know.
We're built for more. We should be built for better.
Take yourself some psychedelics and fucking wake up.
That's it, man. Everyone should do fucking 5 grand to live.
You should hit 25 years old. I would say 25 because you need a bit of life experience too.
Yeah.
And then be told, right, you're taking 5 grams of fucking psilocybin.
So that's what's going on this island.
Yep. I'm going to get a smoke, and then we're going to cheer this up the fuck, man. Is that all right?
I think that's a good idea, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Band of Banded, or
I need a smoke after that one.
or as we're fucking renaming it, Therapy with Phil and Lee. Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Lee, switching gears, big man. Fucking hell. What's going on, buddy?
Mate,
How are you?
I'm good, mate. That song,
Thank you for just the weather. Thank you for listening to me there. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
I just
Thank
chirped
you,
in when I felt the shit, mate. You're alright,
man.
all
I
good.
appreciate that. Yes, big news.
I'm more of an anarchist than you are.
Why can't we all just get along?
Well, listen, that's what we've been saying for fucking millennia, mate. So that song's out today.
What song?
Worlds. I recorded a song with Gareth Dunlop for the Revival TV show.
When did you record it?
I don't know. I don't know when I recorded it. You can't ask me specifics. I'm not autistic like you. You can't. Fucking 9:42 a.m. Fucking 20th of June. Fucking you know what I mean? So we've got that. That's out today. I'm looking for. I have to do all my fucking promo shit here. I've got a pile of stuff sent over from the label to post up. So I've got to do all that. But the song's out today. The show is on tonight on Sci-Fi episode 1, which will have Worlds in the. It's fucking great, man. I love it. It's earmarked to be one of the biggest shows
of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So Sci-Fi is a huge platform in the States.
In the States,
there is a Sci-Fi channel here, so it might be on. I'm not quite sure when the UK release is. So
I know nothing about times or fuck all like that, but
what you can do is download a VPN on your iPad or your phone or whatever,
or your TV,
or your TV, and access the Sci-Fi player.
Yep,
and you should be able to get it tomorrow.
Yep, that'll be cool. I have a funny feeling I'm not going to get to see it as it comes out here, but I'm looking forward to hearing what everybody thinks of the show and of the song. And I'm looking forward to that.
Did you know when you were crafting the song that fuck this is?
I just knew it was golden. Me and Gareth were sitting at his kitchen table, playing around it. I had told him what I heard this kind of thing going on.
Did you have a concept for it, or was it? Does it start with a melody for you, or a chord sequence, or do you have a concept that you build that around?
That's an interesting one. I would play around a few chords and start humming a melody,
right,
as I'm playing, and then a couple of words would come, and then that's us. But when you're working with Gareth's such a fucking pit bull at this shit.
You mean my mate Gareth?
Your mate Gareth. You met him at the airport, didn't you?
We arranged to meet in the airport. We're both doing international stuff.
He's going to come on this.
Yes,
he's going to come on this for a chat. He's a good lad.
Happy days.
So Gareth's such a fucking pit bull when he gets a hold of a lyric.
Yeah.
That
tenacious.
Yeah, why? So you're kind of watching him pacing the floor. I'm a sitter. I would sit and fucking hunt right down. He paces. He's kind of, what about this? So we came up with this beautiful fucking song about the two main protagonists of the show, are two sisters. Mm-hmm. One's a cop, one's I'm not sure what she is, but they've been estranged anyways.
Teenage girl, I think.
Teenage girl, but they've been estranged for a long time. The Revival event has brought them together. So it's a song about that. I'm looking forward to getting that out. Today, I have a lot to fucking do and among my own work, so I'm going to try and get on that soon. Anyway, the Trump shit, mate. Yeah, I have to bring this up.
I'm oblivious to it because I've been out of the country pretty much for a month.
Mate, that's why I was oblivious to what was going on here. I was getting messages yesterday from English folk, friends of mine, going,
asking if we were alright.
Are you okay? And
so just to confirm to all our, because usually we're the ones messaging our mates that live elsewhere asking if they're okay. Just to confirm. Because I was getting messages from boys down south across the world, right? Even boys in the Middle East messaging me and Lauren asking, "Am I okay?" Let that settle in.
Well, but that's a fucking nice thing. But I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Because you said yesterday, I'm going to blow your mind on the fucking podcast with some stuff about here, and I went, "Why? What's going on here?"
Yeah, you
I had no fucking clue, and I was getting messages from Simon and our lads in England going, "Mate, what's going on? Are you all right?" And I was going, I'm fine, mate. Why? What's happening?
You're right.
I just didn't understand. And then as the day went on, you were kind of talking to me about, and then I was seeing what was going on. Because I had spent 3 days. I had my second wisdom tooth out the other day. Yeah. So I spent 3 days fucking stoned there. That was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. So I was oblivious to anything that was going on.
Yeah.
But madness, the Trump shit, mate, fucking Elon Musk and Donald Trump have spent the last 2 weeks trying to fucking sink each other on.
Hold on a second. This is Elon that's part of Donald Trump's cabinet, so to speak, part of his ministry.
I have a theory that the shit that's going on in LA him mobilising the Home Garden and all that shit.
Yeah.
Was a direct fucking pulling the wool over your eyes against what Trump had said about him on Twitter.
What did Trump say?
Trump said he's on the Epstein fucking list. He just came out and said that. You know, that's why we haven't seen it, is because he's trying to fucking bury it. And it's not just him, apparently it's fucking Robert fucking Kennedy as well.
Is Trump
Jr.
not on it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Trump's on it. It was Elon said.
Oh, Elon said Trump's on it?
He posted saying Trump's on it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then all of a sudden, we're mobilising Home Guards. They're going to go against their own civilians in LA. All shit to distract you away from that fucking statement, because whenever anybody brought it up to him on the interviews, or when people, journalists shouting at him questions and stuff, he was just like as if it wasn't even a thing.
I've been there many times. I've been there. I only went for the holiday.
But here, the first thing,
the best pools. The
first thing you would do if somebody fucking said that to you, as you would
address it.
You would address it. You would go, "Here's the list.
Yeah,
I'm not on it." Or if you are,
right,
I was on it, but I was there partying. I knew nothing about. You know what I mean?
In the same way that many people were on it that had no knowledge of
what was going on,
the deviancy that was going on.
Fucking levels that type of fucking evil, man. You know what I mean?
Fuck. So
it's been a mad one. Trump's a cunt, mate. He's a fucking horrible bastard. Elon Musk has people support that don't like him, because they don't like Trump less.
Now, Trump used to be like I had no real. I was kind of ambivalent towards him. I seen him as a character.
Like watching a car crash, mate.
I seen him as a character.
Yeah,
as not a real person. But the more that seems to be uncovered, the more that people seem to be finding out, the more he seems like a horrible deviant cunt.
Oh, aye. What he's trying to do is he's trying to be a king. He's trying to be a king in a land that doesn't have kings. And for you to do that, you're controlling what the fucking press says, you're controlling what... Mate, I meant to be going to USA in September.
I think
I'm not fucking going.
I think our days, especially you and I, our days of getting into the States are probably gone.
I'll tell you why as well. Until Trump goes, I've been nowhere near the place, and even then, there's bound to be some residual shit that'll stop you getting in. Yeah. But we've talked that much shit about him on this fucking podcast that there's no fucking way, mate. Chance in my arm.
And there's essentially, mate, you'll end up in El Salvador.
I don't even speak fucking Spanish, mate.
No, you don't, mate. You've too much of a pretty face to survive in a place like that.
I'm getting bucked. Right. Anyway,
listen. Pedro Pascal over there.
Shave my beard down when your man said that yesterday. Shave it down a wee bit, and also
Nicky Coy, you've a lot to answer for. This cunt is not fucked up about looking.
I'm insufferable as fuck.
Like Pedro Pascal, Pedro Rascal, more like.
But anyway, the fucking the madness of what that cunt is fucking doing out there, mate. Trying to make himself, putting the laws and shit in that he can't be ousted, or he can't be, you know what I mean, and changing federal laws and fucking constitutional laws.
Giving it the full putting.
Well, that's it. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is
putting laws in place. Sorry, mate. I'm back.
So the RFK thing.
What's that?
Robert Kennedy Jr. with a guy with a croaky voice. That guy there. Have you heard him speaking? Have you? Right. Well, listen. He was There's lots of footage of him slating Trump and giving him a hard time. There's lots of footage of our cunt fucking JD Vance slating him as well. And then all of a sudden they're all together, all fucking for him. That tells me that Trump has things on them. Yeah, Trump has shit on them that is keeping them in line.
Leverage.
If I go down, you go down, we all go fucking down. Do you know what I mean?
Mutually assured destruction, like me and you.
Yes, we can never talk about each other's fucking personal lives to anybody. Like, you know what I
mean? Nor could we ever fall out.
No, that's it. That'd be a nightmare, actually.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah. Don't like that.
Jesus. Anyway, back in the room.
So anyway, it's just fucking the world's madness at the minute. There's a lot of it that I'm kind of watching with that bated breath just to see what actually happens. I'm not one of those people that wants to watch the world burn. I'm really not. But there's also a part of me that's the same as any human being likes to salivate a little bit over what's going on.
The salaciousness of it.
That's it. Yeah. And we all do it, you know.
So the political realm, especially in the past 5, 6, 7 years, seems to be sort of as salacious as celebrity gossip. Do you think it's always been like that? It's just starting to like trickle down now?
No, I think what has happened is celebrity status has become a different thing. I don't think it's actors and musicians anymore. It's fucking people, content creators, and
anyone in the public eye.
Anyone in the public eye, exactly. You know what I mean? It used to be just a certain demographic of people, a small percentage of people who people look to for because they enjoy their movies or their music or whatever. It's a different thing now. Celebrity status can be a fucking thing that you said that went viral. Do you know what I mean?
Well, a prime example of that's the fucking Hawk 2 girl.
I know.
A girl who's famous literally for saying she'd spit on a dick. Now, don't get me wrong.
It's a hell of a fucking thing.
You know, fair play to her. And I openly advocate for her right to be able to spit on a dick. Fair play to her. But she now has a fucking media empire.
Did she get fucking... Was there a thing? Did she do some
crypto,
and the cops were chasing her across LA or something like that?
Yeah,
and there's footage of her jumping into the car and trying to run across a fucking car park.
And mate, she had a podcast, and do you know what the podcast was called? Talk to her. Now that's fucking genius, mate. That's absolute genius.
That's her fucking newly formed press team and all putting the shit together.
However, if you listen to it, she's a wee Southern belle. So you listen to it because I don't know anything about anything. All I know, I got this crypto coin, and you're not the smart woman. You may be able to shuck on a cock, but
what are your OnlyFans is like?
It's great. And what?
Yes, good.
It's only $5.99. Only $5.99, lads. Mine's only $4, by the way. And I don't shave my toe knuckles. So
you could make some fucking dough, couldn't you? Huh?
I don't know if I could.
Get your wee toe painted and all there, mate, and fucking get a wee photograph of your feet up and see how it goes.
I tell you what, there's money. There's money. Right. You see, now I'm what you would call a relatively sexually liberal man. But I've never looked at a foot and thought, oh dear.
Have you not fucking fuck me, if one comes near my fucking face at all, it's in my mouth. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Fuck me, Lisa sitting there deep throating a size 4, like.
Aye, fucking right.
Mate, I'd rather deep throat a Toblerone.
Mate, I'm a dirty bastard, like.
So,
anyway,
fan questions. Should we have a
fan questions, have we?
Shall we talk away there? But
do you know this is a fucking how many times, Phil, now have you spoke to lads who have came up because it's happened to me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say here?
Yes, I do.
You know exactly what I'm going to say.
Exactly.
Because I've had boys coming up checking to see where their wife is in the shop, and she's out of the way. Right, Lee, what's happening, mate? Here, fucking podcast, brilliant. Whispering it. Nobody here. Dirty little secret. This is a dirty little secret to a lot of people.
I think we are. Right, because then do you know what
dirty little fucking secret.
Do you know what that says to me?
What?
They've either been listening to it in the car with a wife, or they've had it on the TV and be like, those two fuckers are disgusting. Get that off. Those two dirty bastards. You'll not be fucking listening to that, guys. Like, no, Brenda, no, that's terrible. That's terrible. As soon as they get into the house, he's on the phone. Don't know why he's wanking, but anyway.
He's wanking over you, so.
But I was in the shop, and boy that worked in the shop, working on him. How do we look around him? Take his blind spots and all, just settled up me like, I've been catching up on the podcast. And that was it. Away he went.
Just disappeared into the dark.
All he said.
But you know what? If you search podcasts on Spotify now, Phil, we're like fucking Joe Rogan at number 1, obviously. A couple of other ones, blah 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 blah, and we're like about number 8 on the list.
Do you know what I think?
So we're getting fucking listeners. Like,
do you know what I think's hilarious? There are more people listen to us than follow us.
I know nobody wants to be seen to fucking follow us,
and I know that for a fact because I have a relative idea. We've about 500 followers on the Instagram page.
It's not very many,
but it's lovely. It's lovely. It is a wee bit of a community. But there are people coming up who I know are on Instagram. Who I know follow me personally. But if you have a little scroll, most people aren't following the podcast.
No.
So here, listen. If we're your dirty little secret, you could be.
It's all good.
You could be at worse.
What are you doing?
Fan questions, mate. Looking at fan questions, mate.
We're just fucking scanning through fucking reels there.
No, yeah, right. You do. It's me actually bumping mine up to $5.99.
Better deals,
right? Who would win in an arm wrestling contest between the two of you?
Me.
Right, I was about to say we'll never know because there is nothing more abhorrent to a gentleman's sensibilities than seeing two cunts arm wrestle. Have you ever been in a bar and seen two boys fucking? You just look like Lee would win. Lee would win. moving swiftly on.
Right.
Ryan Roddery, one of the most cerebral martial artists in the world.
I fucking love Ryan. Anyway, go ahead. What's
Thoughts on current events in Ballymena? We've covered that. We've covered that pretty well. Ryan, your thoughts on that?
We would like to hear that, mate.
Would also be
love to hear yours.
Would also be appreciated. Fight Academy. Liam Shannon, the boss, the big man himself, head honcho up at Fight Academy Ireland. Ask Lee. I'm here as well, Liam. Just so you know. All right,
what's
mate?
he saying?
Ask Lee.
What's my mate Liam saying about me? Go.
Stop you fucking doing that.
Go ahead.
Ask Lee. You. If you had 3 wishes, what would they be? That's actually a good question. Your question, mate. Come on, you've got to make this interesting for people.
3 wishes. Fuck, you know what? I'm a man of simple.
Well,
simple
I'm
things.
a man of many wishes.
Shush a minute. I'm trying to think.
I was filling time there, mate.
Right in my eyes, but you caught me right in the eyes there, Phil. So you did.
Yeah, I have a lovely singing voice. I don't know. You
Liam, that's a tough one, mate. But it would be along the lines of a bit of security for the family and shit like that. You know, it's
like a firearm.
Like a Glock each or something. You know, fucking couple of 9mm. Just I don't know. For me, it would be just to secure my house, make sure that I have everything that I need for the family, and just have a dead on life and jump off this mortal coil when it's time to jump off.
So that's 1.
You know what I mean? That's 3.
Right.
Okay.
So you want to live, you want your family to be secure, and then you want to die.
I'm happy enough, man.
Well, fuck me. Here. Hold the fucking front pages for that one. Jesus Christ. Fuck me. Right. Jack, phone the Lorne Times there and see if they've got space in the fucking front page.
Do you know what? I'm not fucking bored now with life. I can't think of anything that would remotely make me... Now, I'm not unhappy.
Tamagotchi.
Don't get me wrong.
Bring back the Tamagotchi.
Right.
What I'm saying.
I'm not unhappy by any stretch of the imagination. But a lot of the time I've done everything in my life that I want to do, and I've achieved and got everything that I want to get. There's nothing material out there that I'm looking for. There's nothing fucking that I need in any way, shape, or form. I would like my house just to be mine sooner rather than later, and just to fucking live long enough to see my kids prospering. But I mean, that's fair enough. It
was actually quite nice, man.
Yeah, all right.
I was looking.
We got there in the fucking end.
I was looking for somewhere to slabber, but that was quite nice.
All right, go.
No, he said family, mate.
Oh, what? That's him.
You said family.
Yep.
Fuck me.
He's already prospering anyway.
I'm actually a Catholic.
That's one thing. That's one nice thing for me. That's one of my wishes came true.
Inshallah.
What the fuck does that mean?
God willing.
Is that like Arabic or something?
Yes.
Right, cool.
Oh, yeah. Where do you see?
I don't know him.
Where do you see?
He's not a friend of mine.
Where do you see the pitchforks at my fucking door? Shukran, Habibi. Oh. Anyway, right. Sebastian Vendel Martinez, fucking great lad.
He's a good lad.
Swedish, Mexican, American.
Here, do you ever wonder why like most Americans want to be known as what their mas and dads or grandfathers were?
Shame.
Why they don't want to say with? Is nobody proud to be American?
I'm pure blood American.
I'm pure Irish.
Yes, I'm Irish. I'm Mexican. All right.
Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, Seb, one of the best commentators in Europe, great big lad. Would you rather be first in line versus the gorilla or last in line with Bonnie Blue?
Right.
The gorilla.
Aye.
Heartbeat. I'd rather be first in line to fuck the gorilla.
Right, go ahead. Next one.
That's what you meant, wasn't it?
Aye, he did. I'll do.
What's your answer?
I was gorilla. Maybe. Stick it to him in front of me and I'll make my mind up.
Just with Bonnie Blue, do you really want to be like number 1,000 mixing in a bunch of other lads' porridge? Like,
oh, you're going to end up with fucking, at very least, chlamydia and syphilis or like, aren't you?
That is not fucking what the Three Bears was about. Like, anyway. In your personal opinion, have we made contact with aliens, and if so, when? This is
yes,
for you. That's for
100%. 100% we have.
Right,
with that much documentation now that is telling us that there's people who have collected entities from crashed fucking sites, and they have been interacting with them. And a lot of the imagery and shit that we have these days is what information they have been given that has been trickled out into the public domain. Are they from outer space? That's a hard one because it's very, very hard to get. If you're a fucking alien mothership flying through space, we're easily missed. We're very easily missed. If you know what I mean, there's nothing differentiating that star from that star that would tell you there's life there and there's no life there. There just isn't. Are they interdimensional? Can they come in and out of dimensions? Yes, 100%.
There you go.
Yep.
Put up. Another one. Fuck me, Seb. You must have had a slow fucking news day yesterday.
Is this another one from Seb?
Fuck me, do you, mate? You have a few jobs, mate. Focus on them. Anyway,
what's the next one?
This is one of five. Or sorry, we're on 3 of 5 from Seb.
Right.
Would you rather tattoo Thug Life on your forehead or smoke crack once a month?
Fucking smoke crack once a month, no
Mate,
sweat at all. That wasn't even a fucking question. What's wrong with you?
On top of what I'm doing already, like, fuck me, that'll be twice a month then. I'd have to fucking bookend them. Trying to think when would I get that fucking fit. I'd rather be cracked off my tits than a Thug Life tattooed on the forehead.
That didn't even seem like a fucking...
No.
That was a joke question, wasn't it?
One of them seemed like a punishment, one of them seemed like a reward.
Go ahead.
It's almost like, we'll let you smoke crack once a month if you get this tattoo.
Yeah, those are 2 really smart ones there.
Oh, he's gone full fucking retard here. Like,
is there another one?
Would you rather drink 2 litres of mayonnaise or sniff 30 grams of black pepper? 30 grams of black G, like.
No, I would do the mayonnaise. No, I would have...
See, I fucking...
Have you never sniffed pepper before? It's not
of course I have. Fuck me. With the wee peppercorns and all. But I have people who... I have a borderline phobia of mayonnaise.
Firing them out like BB bullets.
I have a borderline phobia of mayonnaise. Like, it fucking turns me.
Right.
I can't have it anywhere near me. So yeah. There's that. Then final one from Seb. Seb, go back to work, mate. Come on, you're getting married soon. Go back.
That took him a good hour to thinking right down. Like,
get right us, Jesus Christ. Thoughts on Kanye West problematic banger song HH?
I don't even know what that is, mate.
Kanye West.
I know who he is.
Yeah, he's released a song called Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler?
Yes.
Fuck off, has he?
Yes. Now, the message is fucking abhorrent.
What is the message in it?
What's Heil Hitler? However, it's a bit of a bop. The worst thing is
it good?
Mate, the worst thing is, and now only the people watching the video will get this, but I was listening to it, I'm nodding my head, my arm just started over there. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Fuck,
arm going on me like one of those fucking fruit machines, like. Had to make sure the arm stayed down. So, thanks for that, Sebastian. I hope you're well, friend. Robin, friend of the show. If you don't shamelessly plug Belfast Books and Ball Bags, they're going to be disappointed. So 28th of
June.
That's
the biggest book signing this wee country's ever seen will be taking place in the Waterfront Hall. It is by my lovely wife Nikita,
which is pretty cool.
My house at the minute has about fucking 1,000 boxes of fucking
your
books.
house looks like an Amazon warehouse.
It's madness. But every day there's just books arriving from authors all over the world. So we're looking forward. Phil and me have a paid of jobs to do at it. And your jobs are better than mine, I think, mate.
You're just moving stuff.
I'm just moving stuff. Like, you're up talking on the stage and all, aren't you?
I am
motherfucker.
Hosting.
I can talk on stages too, like.
You can sing on stages, mate. And you're very, very good at. The final one, Paddy Montgomery.
How long? Where's the Pedro Pascal question?
It wasn't a question.
What did I say? What?
Nicky Coy just... George, do you want to...
Read it out.
You genuinely want me to read this out, don't you?
I want to read it out. Read it out, or I will.
Right. Nicky fucking Coy. Nicky Coy, one of the best combat sports photographers on the island. Mad that Pedro Pascal is a tattoo...
Read it properly, you cunt. Don't do that. Go read it properly in your own voice. Go.
Mad that Pedro Pascal is a tattoo artist in Larne. Nice of the folks of The Last of Us to let him bring his guitar on set too. P.S. Up the lads, don't leave me hanging this long again.
Thanks, Nicky. Love you, man.
Right. Final question. From Paddy Montgomery.
Paddy's mad.
Paddy Paddy Montgomery is the loveliest bastard in the world.
Oh, he's a fucking nutter.
Did I ever tell you about the first time I met Paddy?
No.
So Paddy's a fantastic fighter back in the day. Trained with him. It was my first time at a new gym. I'm standing there a wee bit kind of nervous, a wee bit kind of fucking like, don't really know who anybody is. And this man who's dressed as a huge, because he always wore fluorescent
neon shit.
So this man is standing
mankinis and shit
like a fucking human highlighter is just staring at me. I'm thinking he's either wanting to fuck or fight, but I'm fucking willing to do both. Here we go. And he just comes over and he goes, "Hello, my name's Patrick. What are you doing here?" I was like, ah! Anyway,
two fucking autisms just clashed, didn't they?
Two very different types.
Make a space-time continuum, fucking nugget and ripple in time.
I'm super. It was like the fucking Large Hadron Collider of Tism. of Tism, because he's got puppy dog Tism. I've cat Tism. Mine's more like it's just like hello. Anyway. So this is another question for Lee Rogers. Yeah. Playing the guitar over the years, do you feel this has improved your fingering ability, Mr. Rogers?
Fucking right. I tell you. There's no doubt about it. I can put fingers anywhere. I know he can. Anyway. But, all right. Okay. I think we started off on a relatively serious, heartfelt, genuine note. I'm glad we got to hear, mate, because I was thinking, is this whole podcast going to be just like this?
Mate.
Am I going to just sit here and go...
That was nice.
That was good. I didn't harmonise there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the return of the Bat and the Bandit, episode 28. I've been Phil Campbell, as always, my best friend, the whole wide world, man. Mr. Lee Rogers. Love you to death,
See you soon, guys.
As always, follow on the socials, like, share, subscribe, PC_commentary, El Rogerio Constantinopoulos on whatever the fuck he is. Love you lots. See you. Bye.